Hello, in this tutorial we will talk about Varargs. First we will mention what is Varargs and then we will mention the rules of Varargs. Varargs is a short name for variable arguments. It means that a method can take any number of arguments. Good to mention that this feature was added since GTK5. There are rules have to be taken in consideration when applying the Varargs feature. The data types of those Varargs should be the same and also should be located the latest arguments. Suppose we want to add a method that calculates the summation of some integers. We don't know exactly how many integers will be passed every time when calling that method. Varargs feature is very useful in this case. Let's perform it practically. Let's add public. It will return integer, and then let's name the method add. Open our parentheses, our curly brackets, and then let's add our parameter. Let's say int values. Okay, but by this way we will just include one parameter, and we want to include unlimited number of parameters. That's by typing 3 dots after the data type. And now let's try to access the values parameter, values dot. As we noticed, it can be accessed like the array as we see, so that it will be treated as an array. So let's treat it as an array. Let's declare for example int sum, and let's initialize it by 0. Add our for loop that will calculate the summation of those values. Call 0 I less than values dot length I plus plus. And then let's add them, sum plus equal values of I like an array, and finally return the sum. By this way, now let's transfer to the other class which have our main method, and now let's call our add method. Look, as we notice, we can add no parameters. As we see, we can add one parameter and then save. As we see, it also compiles successfully. Let them 2 parameters, then save, also compiled successfully. 3 parameters, also compiling successfully. 4 parameters, 5, 6, 7, to unlimited number of parameters, and it will compile successfully as we see. And now to make sure that this method is working correctly, let's print its result. Run and see. The summation is 29. Let's add those numbers. 1 plus 2 3 plus 5 8 plus 6 14 plus 4 18 plus 2 20 plus 9 29 plus 0 29. Yes, that's correct. And let's remove 4, so it must be 25. As we see, it's calculated correctly. Let's try to add no parameter, and let's see. It printed 0. Okay, that's good. Now let's also perform another practice. Let's for example add another parameters with the Varargs. Let's say also int another value, comma. As we see, it's working well, but what if we want to add this parameter after the Varargs, not before it? Let's see. As we notice, it's not compiling because variable arguments must be located the latest arguments in the method. And now let's perform another practice. let's remove this method now, and then let's declare this method. Let's say my method. Let's say int a. Let's make it taking one parameter, and then let it print this text. Let's also add another overloaded method, but let's use the Varargs in this case. And now let's call m.myMethod, and let's pass only one argument, 5 for example. And now, which method do you expect to be called? This method or this method? Let's run and see. As we see, it executed this method. It is correct that both of those methods can accept one argument, but Java recommends to select the more specific choice. We have passed one argument, and our class already contains a method that accepts exactly one argument, so it is executed ignoring any other overloaded methods that are very flexible with other different cases. And now let's pass another value and run. As expected, it printed the other method. That's because when you passed two arguments, for sure it will not join this method, but for sure it will just join this method. What do you expect if we overloaded those methods by a method that accepts two arguments? Int a, int b. And let's print int a, int b in order to differentiate between them. Let's run. Nothing strange. That's because we passed two arguments and we have a method that accepts already two integer arguments. And to be more specific, Java will execute this method. But if we removed it, it will execute that method, as we know. Okay, in this tutorial we talked about Varargs. We learned how to use it. We learned the rules of using it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.